What's up, everybody? Hi, Julie. Hi, Jenny. Hi, everybody. Hey, Whitney. Hey, Nicole. What's up, everybody? You guys for joining in tonight. I know it's like kind of crazy. I had some shit going on last day, so I wasn't able to get on. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm excited. Tonight we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk all about hi hope. We're gonna talk all about signs and symbols because I want to talk about this because as a working psychic medium, I feel like my whole life is literally guided by signs and symbols. And I think it's important to teach you what I know signs and symbols because like I said, it's like important to understand what signs and symbols are so that you can take them on the outside and apply them to your own life so that you can feel like you're being supported when maybe you don't feel supported here in the physical life. Because I know for me specifically, like you guys, I just had like a total download of information. So I'm gonna try to save that for later. But okay, so what's happened? And I have an echo. Oh, hi, Mike. Okay, so does it echo back? I have a new microphone. So let's start there before getting into symbols because I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Okay. Let me try to figure it out. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's see. Okay, does that sound better? Am I back? Is that better? Okay. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so new to this, though. Oh, thank you. Okay, so is that better? Okay, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start over or not. Okay, so now that I just received a crazy download of information, perfect. So now that I received a crazy download of information, I just want to talk a little bit about signs and symbols. And for me personally, I've been going through a lot of um transformations. I feel like in the last 3 months specifically, there's been a ton of solar storms that are happening. There's been tons of planets that are coming really close to the earth. There's been a ton of planets coming out of retrograde that have been in retrograde for many years. And if you know your placements of your planets, it helps you really understand what you're going to go through and the transformations that you're going to go through specifically during these times of solar storms and all of these uh, oh, he says remove comments. So sorry, I'm just new at this. I'm new at all of this podcast stuff. This is only my first one that I've ever done by myself, and I'm totally fucking it up. But I don't really care. So it's how I am. It's in the raw, whatever. So okay, so with the signs and symbols, I have gone through a total transformation many times over in the last 3 months because of where everything is going in the universe and how the solar storms are affecting us, how the radiation from the sun is affecting us, because like on Tuesday it just went away. We had a whole week of extremely high radiation. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate all of your positive feedback. But with all the radiation being high, it really showed light on places in your life that maybe you were refusing to see, or maybe you didn't want to recognize, or maybe it hurt too much to recognize these things. So specifically in the last couple of weeks, I know that we have all, oh, thank you so much, Lisa. We have all been going through transformations in one way or another. And I really think it's important to talk about signs and symbols tonight because we've all been going through these transformations. And, you know, what happens is that, hi Janice, I love you. What happens is that for me, I mean, I can't speak for you, but for me, for sure, I sometimes feel like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? I know that I am here for a purpose. I know I'm here for a reason. I know I didn't come from earth. I know I was not reincarnated from earth. So what happens is that I specifically feel sometimes when we go through these transformations, I kind of feel like I get a little bit down, or I get a little bit like lost in kind of where I'm supposed to be in my journey, or why, I'm losing people that I thought were important to me, or, the things that you're going through. It's like, it's sometimes a lot and sometimes really hard. And so I know for me specifically, how I get through these times is I get through these times by the signs and symbols, right? Remember, we talk a lot about numbers. We talk a lot about our birth numbers, our life path numbers, right? We talk a lot about, when your birthday is and what that day represents, and taking that day and taking it and applying that number. Like my specific number is 8. I was born on the 8th. So I try to take that number and try to follow it everywhere that I can go, whether it's a car that pulls out in front of me and add up the license plate and it says 8, or it's an exit I'm getting off, or it's a bumper sticker, or, I see 8 ducks or whatever. I just try to always look for those signs and symbols, because I know that when I see them consecutively, a lot of people say they're coincidences, but I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in synchronicity. And so for me, when I ask spirit, I need a sign or symbol to tell me that I'm going in the right place, even though maybe right now I might feel a little bit down, and I'll see those 8s. Yeah, the shadow work, Jenny, is coming up. It's because thank you so much, Ryan. It's because, it's because all of this high radiation that we just had for a whole week, you think about the sun's radiation is really bright, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to shed a lot of light on the shit that we need to deal with, on the stuff that we're like, I don't really know. Like, I don't, I pushed it really far down. But what happened this last week is it showed all the holes per se in the healing process, or what we're not trying to acknowledge, or what is causing us anxiety. And all of that was kind of thrown at us this week, or this past week. And what it's doing is, I feel like also with that comes like, and I know JK thinks this too, is that we were talking about how there's really no veil right now. Like the veil is super thin. So when you're asking for signs and symbols from your guides, your angels, God, whatever you are preaching to or whatever you're believing in, they're going to send us symbols, and they're going to be quick because there's relatively no veil right now. I know I'm seeing spirit like crazy. Like the last week, I'm just seeing them all over the place. Where before I had to channel. And now it's not like that. I'm seeing orbs, I'm seeing full apparitions, I'm seeing, shadow figures, I'm seeing all of that. But I'm also seeing a lot more signs and symbols, a lot. Like every everywhere I turn around. My mom specifically leaves me dimes. And because the last few months have been extremely hard going through these transformations, I've been seeing dimes everywhere. And I've specifically been asking for signs and symbols in the last 2 days, because things are getting like a little bit hectic for me, and hectic in a good way, but just chaotic in a good way. And I've been asking for signs and symbols that I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing. Because a lot of times I feel like, do we just quit and get a regular job and just work some 9 to 5, because it's a lot fucking easier than this? And, I've been kind of struggling like with, I know what my purpose is, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but like it's really hard. So sometimes I have to ask for those extra signs and symbols to make sure that I'm going the right way, that I'm doing the right thing, even if I feel like the energy has plateaued. So lately, I've been getting all these dimes. My mom sends me dimes all the time, everywhere I go. Specifically, when I came to look at this apartment over a year ago, again, I was kind of like, am I doing the right thing? And when I opened the door to the apartment, there was a dime taped in the doorway. So, like, you can't make that shit up, right? That is all synchronicities. Those are signs and symbols, right? It's spirit talks to us in signs and symbols because they can't stand in front of us and have a conversation. So, if you're open enough, if you're willing enough to take those signs and symbols, especially, I feel like Lisa says I constantly see the number 13 when I do scratch tickets. Yeah, well, 13, 1 plus 3 equals 4, which is stability, right? So maybe you're looking in stability when you scratch those tickets like that. So, it's these signs and symbols are how our guides are talking to us. When we are born into this life, we are born with guides that are with us all the time, right? It's just as we go through our programming, we are pushed away from that belief system or that connection that we have to, go to other things like work a 9 to 5, or, whatever programming that is happening. So it takes us away from everything being a sign and symbol, because everything is a sign and symbol. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Are you awake enough? Are you open enough to say, I asked for a sign and symbol and you're receiving it, right? I also think a lot of times where we say, oh, that's weird, or what the fuck is that? Or, I think those are also signs and symbols from our guides to say, take notice of this, right? And I think Janice asked, is it possible we can block the signs from ourselves? Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that, right, the more that we heal, the more that we're open to receiving, the more that we're open to receiving signs and symbols, the more that we stay in a lower vibration and stay in kind of a 3D mindset, we're not going to see those signs and symbols because we're not going to believe that they're actual signs and symbols. So the more that you believe in it, the more Lisa says, holy shit, that's what I'm saying. So it's just connecting all of these signs and symbols that are guiding you the whole time, right? The whole time we're being guided. It's, are you recognizing it, right? And what are the highest vibration symbols? Let's talk about it. Right? So spirit is way up here. So if we ask spirit, are you here? Shut the door. That takes spirit a really long time because they have to come all the way down here to shut the door. So it could be a day later, 2 days later. It might not be as, instant gratification as you would like it to be. But when you know what high vibrational signs are, you can ask for high vibrational signs and they can send them instantaneously, like songs. You probably noticed maybe you're thinking about somebody, or you're thinking about your loved one, or you're thinking about whatever, or you're thinking about how you need guidance, and then a song will come on, and that song will lead you. Okay, right? My mom plays Bon Jovi all the time. I hear Bon Jovi everywhere I go. I could go into a grocery store in Timbuktu and there's Bon Jovi playing, dead or alive. There it is. So, that is a high vibration. So it's easy if you're feeling like I need guidance, or I need to feel like I'm not alone here, that I'm really on the right path. Ask for songs, because you have a song that specifically ties you to your spirit guide or to your loved ones who have passed over. There's always a deep connection through a specific song, right? So you can ask them for those songs. Play these songs for me, please. And they will. So you can do that. Colors. Let's talk about colors. Even though colors are a higher vibration in spirit world and a little bit more different. They're not the same exact colors. They're a little bit more vibrant. But still, colors, a very high vibration. So you can ask your spirits, or your guides or your loved ones, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Am I going the right way? Is this person right for me? Is this job right for me? Is this house right for me? Is this apartment right? You can say, please send me the colors, right? And you're going to also have specific colors in mind. Maybe your grandma had sunflowers at her funeral. So you know that sunflowers are yellow. So you know that you're going to ask for those yellow colors, right? But you don't even have to say it. You're just going to know. So it's like, hi, Kathy, I love you. So you're just going to know if you start seeing yellow all the time. I know that I was headed to a trip in Virginia, and I was like, am I in the right place at the right time? And I asked my mom to send me colors. And the whole way down, I was seeing pink. Sorry, I was not seeing pink. I was seeing purple and green, purple and green, purple and green, purple and green. So, I knew that she was talking to me. And even to the point that there was so much purple and green that my daughter was like, what is all the purple and green? And I was like, it's a sign, because it's easy for spirit to send you these beautiful colors. So, again, if you're needing guidance, if you're just needing, that extra, I don't know, I'm with you, I'm here, it's okay, reassurance, anything, courage, anything. Ask for colors. So, again, another really cool sign and symbol are flowers. Like I just talked about, a sunflower. So flowers, very high vibration. So if you are talking to your spirit guides, maybe you're talking to your grandma who was a gardener, and you know that her favorite flower was a rose, right? And so you're talking to your loved one, your grandmother, your mom, whatever, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever. So if you start seeing roses, you're going to start to know, okay, they're sending me the sign and symbol. I see it. I recognize it. And remember, these don't have to be actual physical flowers. This could be you're driving down the road and there's a huge mural of sunflowers on the side of a building. It could be you're flipping open Facebook and there's a sunflower garden. It doesn't have to be a true live sunflower, but what it can do is represent a sign and symbol. So that's pretty amazing. So there's colors, there's flowers, there's songs, and again, there's numbers. So, oh, sorry. um, Yes, the full moon rituals, right? If you feel full moon rituals, what's going to happen is that you feel it in your feet. And full moon is about grounding. Full moon is about releasing what no longer serves you so that you can stand sturdy on your feet again. So when you were releasing that, it was probably spirit telling you you're doing a good job. Because remember, spirit is also going to show us that they're with us through chills, through feeling of numbness, through sometimes your hair will move, like, because they're always with us, right? Because it's energy, so they're always around us. So yeah, you were probably connecting with your spirit guides. um you do have someone to ask for guidance. We are born with 5 spirit guides with us. And this is, I get the number 5 through all of the studies that I've done. And I've heard it over and over and over again. I know for me personally, I can count a lot more than 5, but I know, excuse me, that we were born into this life with 5 spirit guides. And you might know these people, you might not know these people. They might be gods or goddesses. They might be your grandpa, or they might be a parent. You're just born in here with people that are in this, that were connected to you in your soul circle, right? So we all have a soul circle. And when we're born, we have 5 of those spirits that come in with us, right? So even if you don't know them in this life, like if they weren't your parents in this life or the whatever, then you know them from past lives like that. So as we go on through our lives, and people that are important to us that pass away, I believe, take the spots of other spirit guides. I know that my pep was my number 1 spirit guide up until my mom passed away. And then my mom took that spot of the main spirit guide. I do see all of my guides, but I know that my mom is my main spirit guide. So if you don't know who your spirit guides are, you can definitely book an appointment with me on my website at www.starshiptemperance.com, or you can definitely do a meditation and ask for spirit to come in and introduce themselves to you. Remember, you can connect to spirit through a deep breath and closing your eyes and just being open to receiving. And it's the same thing too as, seeing your signs and symbols. You have to be open to receiving. If you ask for something, you have to be willing to be open to receiving, like that. So I hope that answers your question, Whit. You're never alone. You see green a lot. Well, green is representation for a lot of different things. It's abundance, it's nature, it's, your spirit guides are probably telling you it's time to get back to nature, to get that flow back through you, because you're probably, JK, you're probably holding energy in your solar plexus or your sacral, because as an empath, because you do have that bright aura around you, that bright yellow aura, I know that you're bringing in all the energies through your heart chakra and you're pushing them down. And so what the green tends to do is to naturally release that so that you can make room for new opportunities. Because as we hold more energy that's not ours or not needed, then it creates a slower process for our manifestations to become tangible. So the universe is saying, hey, there's too much in there that's not yours, or something that you need to release. So you need to go out in nature and walk and hug a tree and, be one, so that you can release that energy that's no longer serving you. Yeah. So, okay. So back to signs and symbols. So now let's talk about animals. So animals also are a very high vibration. And I've been trying myself to take notice of more animals. Specifically ground animals, because I feel like I've been so focused on birds, because most of my spirit guides come through as an owl, as 2 hawks, as an eagle. So a lot of my ancestry, I know I may not look like it, but we have a ton of Native American in our blood. My great grandmother was full-blooded. So I have a lot of connection to Native and the land. And I'm trying to recognize more land animals, because I've been starting to see them more and more come across my radar now, maybe because it's summer, I don't know. But again, I don't really believe in coincidence. I believe in synchronicities. So not only when you see animals are they signs and symbols, but pay attention to how many there are, because again, it goes back to numerology, right? So are you seeing a crow? Are you seeing a raven? Are you seeing 2? Are you seeing 4? Are you seeing 5, right? Are you seeing a flock of deer? How many deer are in that flock? 5? Okay, well, 5 is telling me that there's change coming for you. So if you're seeing 5 deer, right? The five deer specifically say that you need to be paying attention to your surroundings, because maybe your surroundings are going to change. Maybe there's environmental change that's happening around you. If you see five rabbits, that tells me that there's change coming, that's happening, that's moving forward. Because why? Rabbits don't hop backwards, they only move forward. So if I'm seeing five rabbits, that tells me that there's probably five opportunities that are coming up. So pay attention to not only what you're seeing as animals, but how many you're seeing of them. Right. Hi, Sarah. Just so everybody knows, Sarah's my oldest friend on earth. Sarah and I met a very long time ago. We were just little toddlers. So there's Sarah. Hi. Let's see. We have 4 or 5 deer that come on. Exactly. So it looks like for you specifically, Jenny, that you're having a change in your stability, and not for the worse, for the better. So it looks like probably in the next 4 or 5 months, you're going to have positive change coming into your life. So that's amazing. I love that. Let's see. Nicole says, what if you're seeing five red birds? Okay, cool. So five red birds, that tells me that you come from probably a background that has belief in religion or belief in Bible God. Again, I say Bible God because I definitely 100,000% believe in God. I might just not necessarily believe in Bible God. But it tells me that if you are seeing five red birds, that tells me that you come from probably a background of religion, and that you have five specific spirit guides that are coming to you through the red bird, because red represents tradition, right? It's traditional. So that tells me that you have five spirit guides that have passed away that are traditional, probably grandparents, things like that. I love that. I love when my grandparents are my spirit guides. It's like, because you know how they spoil you so much in this life? Well, they spoil you over there too. So it's always good to ask them for parking spots and for, things like that, because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to learn, we're here to work with our spirit guides. It's not just, you as a singular. You're here with a whole group of guides that are helping you and leading the way. Again, it's just recognizing what, is being put in your way. Um, I know for me that when I see something and I say, "Oh, that's weird," or I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, I know that that's a sign that's coming for me, and I know that there's something that is in that is a message. And I've only recognized this, like, again, the past couple of months as I've gone through this huge transformation. I'm starting to recognize more sign and symbols, like literally everything. Cars, color of cars, how many cars, like, it's and spirit guides like to throw jokes too. Let's not put this past them. They be funny sometimes. Like, my mom will throw some serious jokes at me. Like, and it's almost like you keep seeing the same signs and symbols over and over and over and over and over again, which is hysterical, because it's like, okay, I see it, I get it, but then maybe you're not applying it to your life, or maybe you see it and you get it, but you're not fitting that puzzle, because spirit is going to send us signs and symbols almost like a puzzle, and we have to put that puzzle together. And it might be you're seeing numbers, you're seeing animals, you're seeing all these different high vibrational things, but you're also maybe having dreams. Maybe you're having vivid dreams about something or somebody, or a scenario, and that also can be signs and symbols. It doesn't have to be all just a conscious thing. It can be an unconscious thing as well. Let's see. I do let a bunch of people out of my life. The next day, black snake showed up. Yeah, and again, let's talk about the color black, because I think that the color black has been misled so much through the programming, right? Society has said that anything is black is bad, right? And so that includes manifestation of energy too. So when people are like, "Oh, you see a black solid figure," yeah, sometimes I do, but it doesn't mean that it's a demon or something negative. It just means that it's more condensed form of energy. And I think that society really has said that black isn't good or it's a demon or it's scary or whatever, when really black is about protection. So you're going to see a black snake because that black snake is showing you that you did the right thing. It says, yes, you're protecting your energy, you're protecting, your space and time. And sometimes we have to do that. And, sometimes when we go through these total transformations, we wipe people out. And, sometimes those people served a really big purpose in our life, a really huge lesson. And I believe that these people that, are here that cause us a lot of pain and cause us, transformation periods are our closest soul in our soul circle. Because they're the ones that said, you know what, I'm going to take the responsibility of this as maybe a walk-in in your life, right? A walk-in is when somebody comes into your life and really like takes it and flips it upside down and then is out of your life. And I've experienced a couple of these walk-ins in the past couple months, and at the time it's like whoa, what is happening? But at the end of the day, these people are probably extremely close to me in my soul circle because they taught me real big lessons, real deep lessons that I had to take and apply to my life and change, make changes for the better and make changes for evolution. And, it comes in the form of people, it comes in the form of animals, right? Sometimes we have animals that come into our life and they come in and they stir everything up and then they get sick or something happens and they pass away and they're here for a very short time, but that very short time was extremely transformative. And so again, signs and symbols, right? So signs and symbols don't always come in the form of colors or animals or flowers or songs or numbers. They come in human form as well. I believe that our guides also can take human form. Um, I'll share a story with you that happened to me. And again, it happened here in this apartment. I coming into this apartment and coming into this transformation, I was leaving an environment and a situation that no longer served me. So when I was coming into this environment, into this situation, it was the first time I was ever living on my own. And it was the first time I was ever, living on my own with my daughter and just taking the initiative of saying, okay, something is bigger that's out there for me. And again, I saw the dime on the door. So I knew, okay, I knew this was the place strictly because of the dime. But one day, Jade is my daughter, we were walking out of the building and there's an apartment over here and I've never seen anybody in there. One time. And this one time she came out and she was a short little lady and her eyes looked just like my mom's. And when she opened the door, I looked at her and Jade looked at me and I looked at Jade because we were thinking the same thing. This lady had my mom's eyes and she was talking to me. And when she was talking to me, it didn't look like she was there. Like it literally didn't look like she was there. And Jade just kept staring at me out of the corner of her eye. And I just kept smiling because I knew that I was talking to my mom. I knew she was standing right in front of me. I could see it in her eyes. And it was just like, holy shit. And then she goes, I hope you don't mind. She goes, I found that dime on the kitchen floor in your apartment and I taped it to the door casing. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, I found it inside your apartment. So I taped it to the door. And she closed the door and I've never seen her since. I never saw her before that. And I've lived here for over a year. And I think that happened maybe 8 or 9 months ago. And I've never seen her since. And, it goes back to our spirit guides. Sometimes when we need to see them, they will show themselves. Have you ever been driving down the road and seen what you thought is someone that has passed away driving down the road in a car and you're like, what? Because it's really them. it's really them saying, I'm here. Like, yeah, it's pretty nuts. Um, exactly. Walk-ins are like, Julie, walk-ins are for real. Like, and my friend Elena, she's on Facebook too. She goes under Elena the Greek goddess. She's amazing too. And she's the one who actually told me about walk-ins, and I was like, "Oh, well that blows my mind." Um oh, I know, it was just wild. Um Asking for a friend, Mike. Yeah, I do. I think that we had a timeline shift. I think for sure. I think that again the veil is non-existent anymore. I think that the new earth has settled, and um I feel like every time it kind of ups a notch, we skip a timeline. And the more that we're coming together as a whole, and we're coming together raising the consciousness, because everybody is working on themselves individually, and when you work on yourself individually, you are raising the consciousness as a whole. And I think because there's so many people out there healing, working on doing better, it skips those timelines and it makes it go higher, faster. So we're becoming more as one, right? There's more of an actual division happening, and you're going to start to see it. I see it all the time now. You're going to see like this kind of world of war and destruction and crazy shit happening, and then you're going to see the ascension, right? The timeline skips, the more clarity. I feel like I live in Beetlejuice right now. Like, I have no other way to explain it. It's like when you're in that little town that they built. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know Beetlejuice's little town, right? So like that's what I'm talking about. I love you, Crystal. I'm talking about, that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm in this Beetlejuice constructed world right now, and I feel like I'm moving through it how I want to move through it. I feel like the filter is completely gone. Like, forget about filters. Like, nobody has a filter anymore. So like if you've been working on yourself and you've been working on the control of a reaction, or working on your triggers so that you don't have a reaction, you're going to start to see yourself really like saying shit that you're like, usually I just hear that in my head. Like, what's happening? I know I've started to feel it. I know a lot of my friends have talked to me and they're like, I just have no filter. And I'm like, it's the timeline jump. It has to be. Like, it's just like it's like a simulation of, for me, exactly what I want in this life and what I've been trying to accomplish. And it's like I'm seeing it become tangible, and I'm seeing pieces of it fall into place while I'm navigating through Beetlejuice Town. Like, I have no other way of like, I have no other way of describing it. It's like, hi. So, yeah, it's I feel like I live in Beetlejuice. And I think that as we heal more, and as we come together as a collective and start to understand, break it down in layman's term about what's happening in the universe, so that we all can kind of understand, we can all use the energy when we understand it to help ourselves heal, which will help the whole universe, right, raise its consciousness. um Again, I think you're going to see a lot of expansion going into next year. I think you're going to see a lot more water. I think you're going to see I don't know, I just think that everybody's going to kind of feel like it's almost plateauing, but it's plateauing because shit's about to get real. And when I mean real, I mean like your manifestations, you're going to start to see your life fall into place. But what happens is that before that actually becomes a real thing, you go through these transformations. And when we go through these transformations, it wipes the slate clean. So you're having to release a lot of things that you might have had sentimental attachment to, people, places, things, family members, all that shit. Like there's so much that we become so attached to that it's like, I'm sorry, I just saw a whole spirit walk in my living room. I do live in a hospital that was made into apartments, by the way. So if you see orbs or you see crazy shit going on, it's every day. But again, it's really coming back to, yeah, I felt the shift. I felt the shift like a week ago. I know when the shifts come, personally, because I sleep a lot. Like I sleep all the time. I just want to sleep. So if you're like feeling really tired and you want to sleep a lot, that means you're a sensitive and you're probably getting downloads and you're probably receiving things that you actually really need to release so that you can make it to the highest ascension. And use these timeline jumps like elevators. Like you don't have to take the stairs. You can take the elevator. And that's what I feel like timeline jumps are. Let's see. Kathy says, I've never had a filter. That's true. um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're receiving all of these downloads and it's just like coming out and there's no filter. There's no time to think about it. It's just like a download, boom, it's out. A download, boom, it's out. And it's like, where'd that come from? Okay. And what's happening also right now is that a ton of new people are coming into your life. A ton of new people are coming into your life. And these people are coming in because you probably hit that timeline jump and you probably have been putting the work into it. And, it's like actual magic. It's like, oh shit, here we go. Because hold on, because now when you start to see manifestations become tangible, when you see what you've been dreaming about fall into your lap or start to happen, it becomes addicting. And when it becomes addicting, you have to realize like you have to spend time in your physical body too, because when we're manifesting and we're like thinking, oh, okay, we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that and we're gonna get here and we're gonna get there, sometimes we forget to take a minute and get into our physical bodies, because yes, we manifest, but we need our physical bodies to make our manifestations tangible, to make it all complete, right? That's part of the reasons why we pick our physical bodies here on earth, because we need these physical bodies to be able to make what we're thinking and what we're dreaming become tangible, become real, become so we can feel it, we can touch it, we can hear it like that. Because if we don't, it just sticks as energy in our brain or in our consciousness or our subconsciousness or in our heart space, and then slows down what we're really trying to do, right? So it's really such a strange dynamic right now. And I just know that signs and symbols are just how I have to live my life. I have to. I've been seeing six now for, I would probably say, the last 5 or 6 months. I've been seeing six, 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 six all the time. And I feel like that six is telling me to trust my intuition. Because I know sometimes for me, I do question my intuition and I take the long way and I don't want to do that anymore. And I feel like the more that I'm starting to trust that intuition and trust my purpose and trust what I'm here to do, the more that I'm starting to see my dreams become a reality. And it doesn't just have to be for me, it can be for you too. When you believe something and you feel something and you're passionate about something, how can it not be real, right? So it's pursuing the dream, it's pursuing, setting little reachable goals, because it's not about the end. It's not about reaching your end goal. We all have these really great end goals, right? It's about small reachable goals and small reachable wins. And those small reachable wins are teaching you really deep lessons. And when you apply them to your life, you're upping your vibration. So when those timeline jumps come, it's like an elevator. You fucking hop on and boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you're coming out and the green is more lime color. The sky is more blue. You're seeing hearts everywhere. I know hearts are a great sign that I see all the time. Do I know who they come from? I don't know who they come from. I just see hearts all the time. I think it comes from maybe the consciousness as a whole. And as for me, I've been going through these transformations and I look out my window every single day and I've noticed that a tree has grown a limb that comes over in the shape of a heart and it sticks out far from the other trees, and I'll take a picture and post it on my Facebook page. It's the most beautiful thing, and I just say, okay, I'm in the right place at the right time, and I know that everything is going to work out, because a lot of times, we get faced with hardship, or we get faced with situations where we have to solve problems, and it's not easy and it's not amazing. But when you put yourself to the challenge and you say, no, I can do this, and I was put here for a reason to do this, then you can start to see the clarity in why you're doing this or why you're seeing these signs, right? I always get number 8 when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and then I say, oh, I'm supposed to be here. So it's little, oh, JK, thank you. It's just what you believe in. And another thing about signs and symbols that I didn't really realize until later on is that you create your signs and symbols. So when I'm doing a reading and I'm picking up your signs and symbols, these are signs and symbols that you already have. You have these signs and symbols. They're already part of you. They're already signs and symbols that you're seeing, right? It's already there. So when you have a reading with me and I show you who they're connected to and maybe why they're coming through, it makes it easier to say, okay, they are really here and they really are showing us the way. So it's up to you to say, when I see a blue jay, I know that I have to get my oil changed in my car, because that's my sign for oil change. Blue. It's my Uncle Clayton. He worked on cars. So, you have to say, okay, I know that this is representation of this. And I know that, my sister just passed away and I saw a butterfly that day when we were at the memorial. And that sign is connected to the sister. So that whenever you see that butterfly, that's her or him, whatever, brother or sister saying, this is where we're going. Follow me. I'm going to show you. When our spirits leave, when our spirit guides leave, our loved ones leave this earth, they don't actually leave. They're here guiding us the whole time. I know that when my mom passed away, prior to my mom passing away, I was a completely different person. 1,000% complete different person. And when she passed away, I knew I needed to tap into my mediumship gift. And I needed to understand that there was more out there. Because for me, it was like, you don't just die and that's it. I was like, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where are you? Where are you, mom? Right? Like that. It was like, I know you're still here. You're not just gonna, oh my God, my hair is moving. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was weird. So I was like, where'd you go? I'm like, where are you? And just the amount of signs and symbols when I ask her, when I tell her, I need you to be loud, and she's loud, like just dimes and Bon Jovi and just everything is all the time. And it's a real blessing. And I know that I wouldn't be where I am today without the guidance, without the signs and symbols, right? It's like, for me, it's how I live. It's how I live every day of my life. I never live 1 second of my life not looking for a sign and symbol, and always giving thanks, always. Like, I don't have to ask for parking spots now, but there was a long time where I did. And anytime I pull in now and I get a parking spot, I'm just like, thank you. Or anytime Kathy allows me to go swimming at her house, I say thank you, right? Because it's all connection through spirit. Everything, people we meet in our life, people that, come into our life as walk-ins, animals, anything that makes an impression in our life is there for a purpose. And it's just recognizing what that purpose is and applying it to our life so that we can move forward. Spirit will always lead us a little breadcrumb trail. It's, are we open enough to say, this is a breadcrumb? Or are we going to question it? Is that a breadcrumb? I need more of a breadcrumb. Maybe when you question something, maybe that's your sign to say, oh, I don't need to question this. This is actually a sign and symbol. This is actually spirit talking to me, or God or angels, whatever you choose to have faith in, whatever you choose to believe in. Because we are not here alone. And yes, I spend, days and days, hundreds of days alone. I'm not alone. I'm here with my guides. And I'm so grateful for that. And a lot of people like to say, well, I'm alone or I'm isolated. And then they start to get in their head and feel bad and get to a low vibration. But if you can change that mindset to, I'm in solitaire right now, I'm teaching myself that I don't need validation from people on the outside. What I need validation from are my spirit guides, that I'm doing the right thing and I'm going the right way. And the people that I have surrounded around me are the people that are going to uplift me and not take me down, right? And if you have people around you that are taking you down, again, these are probably walk-ins. These are probably lessons. So the quicker and more efficiently that you can recognize who is there to teach you a lesson and who is there to be there to support you, the more that you can keep moving forward in a faster pace of going towards that goal, getting towards that manifestation and making it tangible, bringing in the life that you want to live. What does Jeff have to say? Someone's eating my bread. Jeff, just stop. Jeff can tell you that he is more open to receiving breadcrumbs now than he was a year ago, right, Jeff? He is. Don't let him fool you when someone's eating his breadcrumbs. Damn, maybe his guys are hungry. All right, let's see. Whitney is also going through transformation right now, and I know I can share this because Whit and I are like this. I met Whit randomly, but not randomly, in Florida at a Baha Man concert on New Year's Eve, and she was standing in front of me, and we instantly clicked. And that, again, is another sign and symbol. Whitney and I are in the same soul circle. We are soulmates. And we can talk about soulmates and soul connections another day, but soulmates are just people that are in your soul circle. That's what it means. And Whitney and I just came together instantly, and it was sisterhood instantly. And her and I have consistently been able to grow and to teach each other, which is what it's all about. It's about bringing people into your life that are going to uplift you, that are going to teach you, that are going to be your cheerleaders no matter what. And I feel like as we go through these transformative times, you are going to see a mass breakup. You are going to see a mass divorce. You are going to see friendships break up, because what's happening as one person is ascending, the other person is not. And so as people fall in and out of your life, new people come in and out of your life. So I know for me, I've been going through a total transformation, and then Whit showed up and I was like, girl. And Whitney brings so much love and sunshine and humor into my life that I'm so grateful for her. So, it's just soulmates that come into your life when it's least expected, that help up that vibration. There's a couple other people that have came into my life in the last couple of months as well. One in the last week, and it's strange how you connect with people once you start seeing the signs and symbols. Once you start seeing the signs and symbols, and you start following your breadcrumb trail, Jeff, and you start to realize that that trail is going to lead you to people that are going to help you, that are going to help get you to where you need to be, where you can help them get to where they need to be. It is a two-way street. And right now, as we all start to ascend and heal, we're all going to be there for each other. And the ones that choose to work on themselves and the ones that choose to heal are all going to come together, where the ones that are choosing not to heal, are choosing to deflect or play victim, are going to separate like that. Let's see. Brenda! Oh, girl, I did get your message yesterday. I'm so sorry. I was booked out at the shop all day. And just so everybody knows, I did move the shop from Hanover Street over to the Whipple Place. So I am at the Whipple Place now, but I will get back to your messages, Brenda, I promise. But that's it, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I'm sorry I messed up in the beginning. It's not uncommon and expected again. So I just want to thank you guys. Next week I have an awesome guest, and it's not next week, it's on Friday. So this Friday I have this awesome guy named Leaf, and he is a miner out of the West. He owns his own mining equipment in his own mines. He brings turquoise out of there. He brings tons of crystals and gems, and like, I'm super excited to talk about the energy that he feels when he's doing these mining expeditions, and I believe that he's on one right now, so it's really cool. I'm excited. So you can tune in on Friday and meet Leaf and talk to him about mining and how he gets to probably see really cool things all the time. So yeah, tune in. And again, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And you know, I love you guys. That's it. I love you. So I hope you have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys on Friday, I guess. So thank you guys so much. Take care.